Hello everyone and welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Matt and in today's video we're gonna be cleaning the good old IKEA plant shelf, and I will also be giving you some updates on the whole Thrips situation that has been going on in my collection for, I would say, the last couple of weeks. If you're new here and if you're not aware of it, I have been having quite the issue with Thrips, and it's been a battle, y'all. It's been a battle, but I feel like we are turning a leaf. I feel like things are starting to get better, finally. So we're gonna talk about that and much more in this video. This is probably my favorite type of video to film because I love cleaning and I just love chatting to you guys. I love hanging out with you guys. So this will be a great time. This is a great video to put on in the background while you're doing your own plant chores. So if you have anything to do, plant chores, or maybe just like regular household chores, please grab them and we can do them together. Otherwise, just sit back and relax, grab yourself a little snack, a cozy little beverage. I am actually drinking a little blueberry banana oat milk smoothie. And it is so delicious. I was craving something sweet, and honestly, that just, it hits the spot perfectly. I just want to give you a quick little overview of the plant shelf as it is right now. It's definitely looking a lot more bare and a lot more empty than it usually does, just because, obviously, because of the Thrips situation, I did have to chop back and downsize my plant collection quite a bit. But honestly, I actually do like the way that it looks right now. I don't know, it just looks a lot neater and there's just a lot more space for my plants to grow, because that's the problem that I have with this plant shelf. As much as I love this plant shelf, plants outgrow it so quickly, especially during like the summertime, the growing season. We are slowly slowing down and slowly entering into like the off season. So I know that a lot of my plants will slow down in growth and probably some will even tank. So I feel like this kind of setup will be good for the foreseeable future. As much as I love this plant shelf setup, it's definitely one that I constantly have to change, just with the change of the seasons and with how my plants are progressing. And yeah, obviously I have been dealing with a lot of thrips lately, and this has been kind of the area that has been hit the most, even though they are literally everywhere. They're even downstairs in my bedroom. I only keep a couple of plants downstairs in my bedroom, and they even got to those. So isolation isn't even an option for me. It's just like they're everywhere. And if you watched some of my previous videos, you definitely would have seen all the damage that thrips have caused in my collection. And I just want to say, before I even get into this video, thank you so freaking much. Y'all have literally showered me with so much love. The comments have been just, I don't know. I wasn't expecting all of that. Y'all are the best. Y'all are the best. Y'all are the biggest, sweetest baby angels. And I just love and appreciate every single one of you, especially when you watch, especially when you leave comments. I mean, all of your comments were so encouraging, so nice. Unfortunately, I was very sad to hear that a lot of you are also struggling with pests, and in particular, black thrips. So I suppose it's just kind of a black thrips season, but I just want to quickly remind you that it is okay. It's okay. We will get through this together, you and me. All right, we are in this together. We're fighting the good fight, and we will defeat those thrips, and we won't let them bring us down, okay? We're not gonna get frustrated. We're not gonna stress out about it. It is what it is. We can't change it. We can just work on our attitudes. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna let those thrips get me down. I'm gonna defeat those fuckers, and I hope you will accompany me on this journey. Okay, that was quite a long intro. Let's get going. Let's gut the shelf and clean it bit by bit. And of course, as I go through the plant shelf, I will definitely give you some updates. So I guess we can start with this one, which is one of my latest additions to the collection, which is the inner variegated Hoya Bella. I always want to call this thing Hoya Bell. I don't know why, but it's Bella. Also, this corner right now looks so empty because this is where my massive Alba Monstera used to live, but we chopped her up. But it's fine. It's fine. She will occupy that space in no time. But yeah, anyway, my inner variegated Hoya Bella has actually been under attack by spider mites, which is very, very unfortunate, but it's fine. I'm treating it. She is doing well. She is growing, as you can see, and I'm really, really excited about this plant. Like, I just can't wait till I have a beautiful trailing lush specimen of this plant because it's stunning, y'all. Luckily, I haven't seen any pests or thrips in particular on my Crimson Princess or Crimson Queen, which honestly is such a relief because I don't know how I would even treat such a bushy, lush plant, but my Crimson Princess and my Crimson Queen, this is the Crimson Queen right over here, are just always looking so stunning and always growing. Now this one is pushing out a lot of these like tendrils everywhere. And honestly, since this is already a pretty, I would say, large specimen, it's not like huge, but it's already like a little bit bigger. I actually just mostly chopped these off. I feel like this length for this plant is literally just perfect. Okay, y'all, but we actually have an exciting update. I know there were a lot of negative updates on this channel as of lately, but y'all, my Anthurium Wendelingeri is finally working on a new leaf, and it is actually looking pristine. Oh my god, if you've been on my channel, you would know my history with this plant. You would know that this plant has suffered so much in my care. And it's just because, for some reason, I don't know why, I am an absolute clumsy mess when it comes to handling this plant. Like, I have dropped this plant numerous times. I have clipped a lot of its leaves. I've broken off new growth. And recently, I've had to chop it back because this actually did have thrips a couple of months ago. And then a new leaf was starting to emerge, but that one just like never unfurled, never, what's it called, sized up. It just kind of melted, but she is working on a new leaf and it is actually looking perfect and it's looking gorgeous and like it's gonna actually expand properly. And I haven't seen a single thrip on it, knock on wood, because honestly, new leaves, especially new Anthurium leaves, because they're so soft and so delicate, are just such a big target for thrips. But I'm just happy that this thing is growing because this is such a beautiful plant and such a beautiful Anthurium, but I just never have luck with this plant. And it's mostly my own fault. Okay, yeah, okay, but like, yeah, just, oh, I'm so happy. My Hoya linearis, of course, never misses a beat. Like, this thing is just amazing. And I was so scared, y'all. I was terrified because the main like thrips situation actually was on this like bottom shelf over there, like the fry deck. There was my begonia white ice over here. Those were infested and the linearis hangs like in front of all of those plants. So I was terrified that the linearis would also have thrips, but I haven't found any. So I'm just like, whew, thank God, because honestly, I don't even know how I would treat this thing because it is so long and so luscious, and I'm in love with this plant. And I love that so many of you bought a linearis because of me, because of little old me. Like, I just feel so special, and I feel so proud for sharing the linearis love because this plant is truly amazing. It's funny how I honestly wasn't really feeling well today. I had a bit of a headache, and I don't know, I just thought like, oh well, my day is ruined. I won't be able to do anything. But I was like, okay, let me try to record because I really do want to clean this shelf, and I just love hanging out with you guys, and it's just truly magical what just turning on the camera can do to my brain and to my energy level, because I just love hanging out with you guys. I love talking to you guys. I love doing this kind of mundane stuff where we can just chat, hang out, have a fun time. I mean, I wish you all could be actually here with me in person. I mean, that is impossible because there is way too many of you. But like, I don't know, like you're just so sweet and I love hanging out with you, and like just the fact that I can share like my life and that so many of you actually listen, so many of you actually hear me and like just support me and show me so much love. And I don't know, I'm just so blessed to have y'all here. It makes all of the hardship of Planned Parenthood also worth it. Like, I was very, very depressed and down when I found all of the thrips, which I feel like you could really tell in that video that I was just not feeling it, which was true because, yeah, I mean, having pests is a nightmare. It's really just, I feel like the worst part of this plant hobby, but sharing that experience with all of you and seeing and hearing your really positive, sweet feedback, it just makes everything worth it, you know? And it just makes this whole thrips situation so not important. It's like, whatever, I will take care of it. What is important to me is having this platform and being able to share my love for plants and my message that it is okay to have pests, it is okay to downsize your plants, it is okay to feel frustrated, but at the end of the day, all that matters is that we get up and continue chugging along, because that's all we can really do. Being frustrated and stressing ourselves out isn't gonna help the situation anyway, so we might as well just tackle it and make the best of it. And honestly, I just love recording. I love talking to the camera. I don't know, there's just something so magical about it. Maybe I'm full of shit, I don't know, but I love it. So yeah, thank you for watching and being here on my little channel. Now, in my little thrips downsizing video, I've mentioned that I had to chop my alocasia Friedak, and I've mentioned that she wasn't actually suffering from thrips, but guess what? Thrips have definitely been attacking this plant. But I've only seen black adult thrips on this plant, which is actually something really new for me. Before, when I used to get thrips, it would mostly be like the white little baby larvae, but nowadays I'm fighting with like black adult thrips. And I don't know if they're like just chilling and hanging around or if they're actually doing some kind of damage and actually like laying their eggs. I don't know, because I just see them like walking around on the leaf. They aren't like doing much and they don't do much damage. At least they didn't do any damage on this plant. Like, I would find a couple and then I would just squash them and move on with my life. And I haven't seen any babies yet or anything. So honestly, I don't know what's up with that, but yeah, the thrips have definitely been loving this plant, but she doesn't seem to mind, and she is bouncing back so quickly. Like, she already is pushing out so many new leaves, and she is already working on this new leaf over here as well, which is amazing. I mean, I was a little bit scared when I first chopped this plant, but I just know this plant. This plant and me are like this, okay? And I knew that she would make a glorious comeback, and honestly, I feel like she might look even better now, because the main section that I had to chop, like those big massive leaves, those were like mostly reverted, and the other like pups in this plant are like really, really beautifully variegated. Like, I mean, just look at this freaking half moon. It is stunning. So honestly, she might even like look a lot better than she did before. So yeah, but all that to say, she's definitely making a comeback, and although she has thrips, she doesn't really seem to mind them that much. I also still have these pothos cuttings, and I did actually find thrips on some of these pothos cuttings when I first discovered the thrips. I don't see any anymore, which is great, but I really need to pot these up, but I just don't know what to do with them. I didn't even say what these are. It's a mixed bag of like some Manjula pothos, some Enjoy pothos, And I do feel like I have some Epipremnum pinnatum marble in here as well. And my original plan was to pot up the Manjula Pothos and the Enjoy Pothos together, put them on a moss pole, have them climbing. But I am so over moss poles, y'all. So over them. I do have another cool idea for this plant that I might do, but I have to film like a plant chores video for that one. So stay tuned. Stay tuned, but yeah, I need to sort this out because this is definitely rooted. Like, I'm not gonna lift it out of here because it's gonna be hard to put it back, but I can see roots. And then my Alocasia Maharani, I've put it over here on this like taller section of my Vittsjo shelf because she used to live on one of these like smaller sections, but she was just like constantly, her leaves would constantly hit the grow lights and get burned, and I just got tired of it. And I've talked about perhaps getting rid of this plant in the past, and I don't know, I still haven't made up my mind because in theory it is a really, really beautiful alocasia, but is it enough for me to keep it? Also, it's looking a little bit crazy because when I was gone on my vacation, all of the grow lights were turned off, and alocasias just love to stretch towards the light. So obviously all of my alocasias just like stretched towards this one window, and although I've since obviously turned on the grow lights, this one hasn't really returned to her like former state. So I don't know, I might even just like do some corn digging because I can definitely see a lot of corns in here and just restart this plant. I might do that because this plant is also suffering from spider mites, and I actually do see some webbing on here. I don't know if you'll be able to tell just because it's like so tiny and fine, but like, yeah, it does have some webbing, so I should also really treat this plant. So I'm gonna put it aside for treatment. And then down on this lower shelf, the situation isn't looking great. First, let's start off with, yeah, it's the Calathea Warshawitzi. I don't know if me and this plant will ever get along. This is such a difficult plant, and the newest leaf, as you can see, just got damaged and dinged, and I don't know if I'm gonna keep this plant. I really don't know. As much as I love this plant, this is probably my favorite Calathea because I just love the texture of it. It's so velvety, it's so just unique, I would say, in the world of Calatheas. It is an absolute nightmare to keep alive, to keep looking pretty and nice, even though it's in semi-hydro. It probably needs a repot though. A lot of my semi-hydro plants actually need a repot. I don't know what fate awaits this plant, but hey, she also did have a couple of thrips, but I'm not seeing any right now, so at least there is that. Another plant that was unfortunately attacked by spider mites is my Hoya Cumingiana. Is this the Cumingiana? I think so, just like the regular one. Yeah, this is another plant that I don't know, I might get rid of, honestly. It's nothing special, it's just like the green version, and yeah, I don't know. One of you actually has the variegated version, and you've sent me some pictures on Instagram of yours blooming, and oh my god, it is beautiful and stunning. And I'm like, maybe I should keep the plant for the blooms, but also, I don't know. If it's on the bottom shelf, it usually means it's getting quite neglected. So yeah, and speaking of neglect, I mean, another alocasia that I talked about this one before. This is my alocasia, what is this called? Silver dragon. I wanted to call it silver shield or like silver sword. It's neither of those. It's the silver dragon. And similar story as with the Maharani. I don't know what to do with this plant. It is hitting like the top of the plant shelf and also the grow lights and just getting absolutely burned by the grow lights. But I don't know. This one also had thrips, but I haven't seen any since, so that is also great. And this is another one that definitely needs a repot. Yeah, you can see just like so many roots poking out at the bottom, but it's another one that I might restart, I might give away, I don't know. I mean, it's beautiful. Like, I love the way that this thing looks. It looks like a freaking bush. It's amazing, but it's getting a little bit unmanageable. Maybe I should just like move it, but I don't know where. Y'all, space is an issue around here. Space is an issue. And then finally down here, we just have my Aglaonema plant names today. Wow, Aglaonema pictum tricolor. That's what this is called. Damn, my brain is not working today. I don't think this had any pests, which is amazing and I'm so grateful for. I don't think I've ever had a single pest on a Aglaonema. Knock on wood, and hopefully it will stay this way. But this plant just gets absolutely neglected by me. I don't do anything with this plant, so that will continue. Okay, so let me just go ahead and wipe this section down a little bit. And honestly, doing this, I feel like is also great if you're dealing with pests, because you never know. Maybe some of them are lurking on the surface. I definitely know that spider mites can lurk and like travel on like hard surfaces. I don't know about thrips, but either way, it's just good practice to keep your plant spaces like nice and clean. Although I freaking hate all the watermarks that plants create. Like, it's so hard to clean and it looks ugly, but it's fine. It's fine. Like, all for my plant babies. Luckily, like, when all of the plants are on the shelf, obviously you barely even see any of that. But yeah, when you remove all of them, you really see the damage. Alrighty, so this area is done, minus the Maharani that goes there. I need to treat that one and then I will put it back. Now we're gonna move on to the middle shelf. And actually in this middle shelf, I wanna talk about my Cebu Blue. This is my Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu Blue, which is stunning. I love the color of this plant. But to my surprise, this thing was covered in thrips. And again, only the black adult thrips. I haven't seen any babies, nothing, but it was really covered. I treated it since. I don't see any as of right now. Hopefully that will stay that way, but I'm just baffled that they are attacking even my pothos, because in the past, when I had thrips, they would attack things like my monsteras or my philodendrons, but they never really went for like alocasias or epipremnum. Never even had a single pest on my pothoses. So honestly, I was just bewildered that they attacked this plant, but luckily I'm really not seeing pretty much any thrips damage. And next to that plant are actually two plants that haven't gotten thrips, thankfully. This is my Scindapsus exotica. She is growing back beautifully. I chopped this plant up, I would say at the beginning of summer, and she's now like starting to trail again and looking stunning. And then on the other side, we have my, oh God, what is this called? The Scindapsus platinum, which is just so beautiful. I love the leaf color on this plant. And luckily the thrips also haven't gotten to this one. Hopefully it will stay that way. Those are some updates on that top shelf situation. We have a couple of cute little updates on this middle section, and I will start with the one that I'm most looking forward to, and that is my Nigrolaminum GGX Forgetii is working on a brand new leaf. And I just love the emergent on this leaf. I think it is beautiful. That like red coppery color. It is to die for, and I haven't seen any thrips on it. Again, Anthurium leaves, new Anthurium leaves are just so susceptible to pests and to damage just because they are so soft and so delicate. And the fact that I'm not seeing any damage on this plant just makes me really, really hopeful. Also, it has an amazing root system. I've received this plant as a pretty big specimen, but unfortunately, it quickly died. And I've tried growing it in semi-hydro. That went horribly. And now I am back again growing it in just like a tree fern fiber heavy mix, and it seems to be loving life. As for the rest of this middle shelf, I don't think much is going on. Like, my dragon scale is looking cute, but I'm also thinking of maybe chopping her up just because she is like very lengthy and like the petioles are a mile long. So I don't know, I haven't made up my mind yet, but she's doing fine. But I really I don't like these self-watering planters that I've potted her in. I really want to switch her to like just my Elho planters. I mean, I need to order some. That's the main reason that I haven't switched it yet, because planters are expensive. But yeah, I'm not a fan of these ones, if I'm being completely honest. Y'all really loved my little pitcher plant when I showed it in one of my recent videos. I don't even know what video it was, but yeah, I've put this plant on the shelf ever since that video just because I want to appreciate it a little bit more. So yeah, she's here, she's queer, and she's doing great. Alocasia platinum, another one. I don't want to get rid of this plant. But I'm not getting rid of her. Okay, she's my babe. But I am thinking of maybe restarting her just because, again, she's just looking a little bit jank. But I don't know. At least she hasn't had any thrips activity, so I'm just grateful. Okay, I'm counting my blessings over here. This plant that is literally forever stuck in time, the Hoya compacta. I mean, I guess it's growing a little bit, but honestly, I have been thinking of getting rid of this plant for quite a while now. It doesn't do much for me. And even when I see like long ones in like other people's collections, I don't know, like they're just kind of awkward. And like, I like it because it's like a weirdo, but also I am absolutely terrified of this thing getting pests, because if this thing gets pests, it's over. It's over. She's going into the trash momentarily. And my big girly that I already mentioned earlier, but my Hoya pink princess, she is massive and I absolutely adore this plant. Again, thankfully I haven't found any thrips on her as of yet, and hopefully it stays that way, but I can tell that she is absolutely bone dry because she is light as a feather, so I need to water her. But yeah, she is massive and I love her. Oh, but I have a good, exciting update over here as well. My begonia white ice, my beloved begonia white ice that I had to chop up completely because of thrips, is actually growing back. And as you can see, she has so many new little baby leaves coming in, and I am watching this girl like a hawk, because I really don't want it to get infested by thrips again. Is that a thrips? Is that a thrip? I think she already has thrips. Oh boy, yeah, I'm gonna try to show you. Can you see him over there in the middle of that leaf? That is a thrips. Well, shit. Nevertheless, it's an exciting update because she is growing back, but I'm gonna go ahead and treat her right away. And honestly, I'm not scared about this plant. This plant is an absolute beast. So I knew that it would make a quick recovery. And also cane begonias are just so crazy when it comes to their growth, because you can hack them back completely and they will regrow within like literally a couple of weeks. But also, I have to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of like cane begonias or begonias in general when they get like really big. Like I love them small because this is what happened with this plant. I loved it. I freaking adored it when it was like a small little bush, but once it got like taller, I don't know, it wasn't kind of doing it for me. So I think what I'm gonna do in the future with this plant is just like keep it a short little bush and just like constantly trim it. But yeah, I'm gonna go treat this real quickly and I'll be back. Anthurium doriakii is working on a new leaf looking so cute. I freaking love this plant. And also, the Hoya multiflora Wonderful is growing. She took to the repot like an absolute champion. I love these two plants so much. And then we have this problem child, which is my Alocasia watsoniana. And I feel like the Alocasia watsoniana is like the hardest Alocasia ever. Like this thing is just so freaking difficult. I mean, granted, this leaf isn't looking so bad, although it is definitely on its way out, but there is actually a new growth point coming in, so fingers crossed that the new leaf will look cute and stunning and pretty. And also, I hope that I'll be able to actually have more than one leaf at a time on this plant. Like, I don't know, but this seems to be a alocasia that's a one leaf clubber. I have been back in my reading habit, which I'm so proud of myself for because there was a time where I wasn't reading at all. But yeah, I'm back. But anyway, I wanted to show you this book over here, The Names. If you are like a bookie person, I highly recommend this book. It is absolutely amazing. I freaking loved it. I actually finished reading today. God, what's it called? I literally read it today. Bad Habit. Bad Habit. It's about this trans woman growing up in the 80s in Madrid. It is an amazing book. I fucking loved it. I devoured it. Another book that I recently read that I loved is The Emperor of Gladness. Another one that was just so wholesome. I freaking loved it. So if you're looking for any book recommendations, all three of those titles, in my opinion, are amazing and I highly recommend them. And actually, if you are a bookie person, let me know in the comments if there is any books that you have been recently loving, or just in general, what are some of your favorite books? Like, I'm always on the lookout for new books. Now here's the trick. Now I'm sorry if you're not like a bookie person, this is probably boring, but anyway, this goes for a lot of things. When it comes to like spending money on books and buying books, I don't like to buy a lot of books in advance. I like to buy one book, finish that book, and then my reward for finishing that book is going to the bookstore and buying another book. And that way I get that little bit of a dopamine boost at the end of my like reading session, and it just keeps the hobby a lot more sustainable and a lot more financially responsible. And I feel like the same thing can be applied for like plants. For example, like you buy one plant, and if you manage to keep it alive for an X amount of time, then you can buy yourself another one. I know, easier said than done, but just some food for thought. But I don't do that, so I'm not gonna blame you if you buy like 10 plants at a time. I know, we all do it. Although I will say I have been really good with like not buying any new plants recently, but that's also been due to the fact that I kind of have everything that I want. Like, I don't think there's anything missing in my collection. There are definitely plants that I would like to add to my collection, but it's not like I necessarily need them. And also right now, like, where would I even put them? And I don't want to bring them into this Thrips situation. So there is that. I show you what shoes to wear, how to fix the hair, everything that really counts to be popular. I'll help you be popular. By the way, who is excited about Wicked Part 2? I know this girlie over here is hella excited. I loved Wicked Part 1. Wicked is like my all-time favorite musical. Absolutely adore it. So I'm just so excited, and I'm so excited to hear Cynthia's rendition of No Good Deed. because I freaking love that song to death. That's probably my favorite track of the whole thing. Final countdown. Okay, I'm losing it. I'm losing it officially. We are on the final little section of my Vittsjo shelf over here, and I do have a couple of exciting updates over here as well. Starting off with my girly, with my Anthurium pallidiflorum that is working on a brand new leaf, which is so exciting. Obviously, oh Jesus, I'm falling. Obviously, my pallidiflorum is still like such a tiny, tiny little baby, but I don't care. I love this plant, and I will be patiently waiting for when this thing gives me huge, ginormous bonkers of leaves. And then I will probably complain as to where to put this plant. But as of right now, I'm just really enjoying its growth, and I just love this plant. This is like literally one of the greatest plants in existence. And I feel like once this thing actually gets to like a decent size, this will most likely be one of my like top favorite plants in my collection. Just saying. Over here we have my Scindapsus Trubii Moonlight, I think, or Moonshine. She's growing actually pretty well. I always go back and forth between like wanting to get rid of this plant, but it is cool, it is unique, but it just loves to do this business. It loves to throw out these like long vines with literally no leaves. But honestly, I just chop it and then it starts like getting a lot more bushier up at the top. So I don't mind this plant. It's like a steady, cute filler plant, and it didn't have any pests, so I'm grateful. I'm not gonna take this plant down because it's a bit of a nightmare, but this is my Neon Pothos. She's looking a little bit sad, a little bit droopy, but I did water it today. This thing is an absolute water guzzler. Like, this thing gets so thirsty so fast. I should probably repot it, but it's already in such a huge vessel that I don't know what I'm gonna do with this plant. I might just restart it if I'm being completely honest, because it's not looking the best since it does often dry out. So obviously a lot of leaves are falling off and it does have a little bit of damage here and there. But I mean, I love this plant. Like, this is just such a great plant. And thankfully, this didn't get thrips, because I was scared because the Cebu Blue over here had thrips. So I was scared that this thing was also gonna have thrips, but whew, crisis averted, it was fine. Tornum hasn't been doing much for quite a while, but I can actually see that it is starting to push out a brand new leaf. So I am excited about that. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, but if you see any like damage on my palms, it's because a couple of weeks ago I was running and I fell. I literally face planted into the ground. It wasn't a fun experience, but honestly, it was fine. Honestly, I could have gotten a lot more hurt, but I kind of managed to like recover myself mid-fall, so it was fine. But I'm just so glad and happy to be back into running. For those of you that don't know, I started running sometime in the spring, like early summer, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. It was amazing. I was surprisingly good at it, but unfortunately I overdid it and I went like long distance way too fast. And I hurt my knee, and that has been a bitch to recover. It has been a bitch, and I have been really just trying so hard to recover my knee, and thankfully I am honestly back in like a normal running form and I can run again normally. I'm taking it a lot slower this time, but my knee has been definitely bugging me a lot less. It still bugs me sometime, but at least I can run normally, and I'm just so thankful and grateful, because running has been one of those hobbies similar to plant care that has absolutely transformed my mental health, and that has just made me feel so amazing. So honestly, if you've never tried running, I recommend you give it a shot. Honestly, if you are able-bodied, do it. You don't even have to run, like just walking, jogging, like a light jog, but just like being outside, moving your body, it is such a wonderful gift. And I feel like we should all do it. Like we should all do it, especially if you're able-bodied. Do it for the people that can't do it. And it's amazing. It changed my life. It changed my life. Bertonier growing steadily, blooming steadily. Unfortunately, she doesn't have any open blooms as of right now, but she is always working on some new blooms. And this one smells so delicious. Like it has such like a caramel smell to it. I love it. This is a fun little experiment that I am doing with my Queen Anthurium, the Anthurium warocquiana, because this is a plant that is known throughout the plant community as a difficult plant, as a diva plant, and I can definitely share that same testament because yeah, I've struggled with this plant ever since I received it, but I'm trying to do something a little bit new and something different with this plant. I have it in a self-watering planter, obviously, but it's not in semi-hydro. It is in a very chunky aeroid mix, and I only keep the reservoir like half full. And so far, this has been like rather nice. I mean, obviously, this is just still a baby plant. This was the latest leaf that it gave me in this setup. And I do see that it is working on another new one. Now it is doing the Cinderella thing, of course it would, but yeah, this is kind of an experiment and I'm just curious to see how it will do in the long run. Usually it's not recommended to use like a organic substrate with a self-watering setup, but I'm gonna try it and we will see how this will do. So stay tuned. But honestly, if this thing works and if I'm able to grow a beautiful looking Queen Anthurium, I will be over the moon. Oh, this one. I want to keep this one for like a favorites video, so I don't want to talk too much about it, but I'm just gonna give you a little sneak peek of my Alocasia scalprum because it is looking so beautiful. Look at that plant. I love her. But yeah, I want to keep her for like a favorites video. I definitely want to do a favorites video because despite the fact that I'm dealing with thrips, there are still so many plants that are doing so amazing and just bringing me so much joy. And the scalprum is one of those. So stay tuned for a favorites video and subscribe if you're not already. Like, what are you doing? You came all the way to this point of the video and haven't hit the subscribe button yet? Girl, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe, it's free. Also, if you have any like ideas for content, for videos, what would you like to see from moi? Please let me know in the comment section below. My Anthurium Bessier F Pepilolaminum, she hasn't given me a new leaf in quite a while, and I really hope that she will give me one soon because I freaking love this plant. And then this one, which is honestly just kind of the bane of my existence, it's the Hoya gracilis. I do not know why me and this plant can never get along. Like this thing keeps rotting on me for no apparent reason. It had two like long, nice trailing vines in here, and then one of them just fell out of the pot. Like all of its roots were just gone. And I don't understand this because this is supposedly a very easy care Hoya. So yeah, I don't know. Right now I put it on this shelf just like kind of as a filler, and I don't know. I honestly might get rid of this thing because I've had this thing for like at least 3 years. And this is all I got. This is all I got. Huh. And then a Calathea that's actually growing pretty well for me is my Calathea ornata. This is its newest leaf. Is that a Thrips? No, it's not. Okay, I'm so paranoid. But yeah, this is such a beautiful, beautiful calathea. I love the little pink stripes on this plant. Another one that probably needs a repot. And then I have two more updates, which is my alocasia black velvet, who is actually doing pretty well, but I don't know. This alocasia is such like a mystery to me, and I feel like in general alocasias will do this to me. Like they will look so good, grow so well, and then all of the sudden they will just tank and like just rot basically. I've had this before in soil. It was doing well for a time, then it wasn't. Moved it to semi-hydro, it was doing great, then it wasn't. Now it's back in soil doing great, and I'm just waiting for the day that this thing kicks the bucket once again. And honestly, if it does kick the bucket, or if it does give me some drama again, I will just get rid of this plant because I'm not here for it. But I do need to actually repot this plant because it is quite rooted in here. So yeah, that needs to happen as well. But I just keep forgetting about this plant. And then this little guy, which is my variegated Maranta, which I had to hack up because of thrips. And we actually found some more thrips in that thrip update video if you watched it. Luckily, I treated the little cuttings again, and I'm not seeing any thrips as of right now, but I can tell you that she is rooting absolutely beautifully. Like there is already some roots, so I'm just excited to get this thing going again. I am considering putting this into semi-hydro, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. My camera is telling me that she's about to overheat. She's in heat, girl. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this shelf off camera. I've showed you all the updates, and then we will do a little wrap up at the end. So see you in a bit. Okay, so there we go. The plant shelf is nice and clean with all of the plants back in their spot, and I think it looks really, really cute. I think it looks practical. Okay, I still need to put the Maharani back there. Ignore that. But other than that, everybody is nice and in their spot. Also, if you're wondering, I do actually keep these lights on for 12 hours a day, but usually when I film, I like to actually turn them off because when they're on, I feel like they just mess up the image so much. So if you see that my grow lights are off while filming, that's why. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this video. I loved it. I had a great time, and I'm feeling so much better right now. So thank you so much for keeping me company and allowing me to be myself and allowing me to have this little space, this corner of the internet where I can share my life and share my plans with all of y'all. Let me know in the comment section below if there are any exciting updates happening in your plant collection, and let me know how your pest management is going. Anyway, I do hope you liked this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and turn on the notifications so you're notified about every new video. I hope you have a super amazing, fabulous day, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!